What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bri. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and the huge news regarding this guy right here, Dwight. Obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, comic stuff, a bunch of things. Spoiler warning for sure. Well, the huge news as of today, Thursday, January 3rd, is that this guy is coming back. We'll talk about where, when, why, and how. But first, guys, if you can, hit that subscribe button. Show us some love by joining our PT channel Walking Dead family by hitting that subscribe button and getting notifications. Obviously, photo credit and info credit to these fine folks right here, giving credit where credit is due. So in a recent comicbook.com article, they said this: The Walking Dead star Austin Emilio is headed to Fear the Walking Dead to serve as the next crossover character between the two AMC shows. Having been entirely absent from The Walking Dead's 9th season, Emilio will reprise his role as Dwight on Fear the Walking Dead, comicbook.com has learned from multiple sources involved with the series. So wow, Dwight is not coming back to The Walking Dead. Well, not anytime soon, but we'll see if he comes back around, because the last time we saw Dwight, he was with Daryl. Daryl kicked him out of the area and said, if you ever come back here, if I ever see your face again, I will kill you. Daryl went to wherever he went, and Dwight went back to the house that was probably his and Sherry's, but ultimately, Dwight is going to Fear the Walking Dead. Will he be a villain? Will he be someone that connects with Morgan? What do you think of that? Is it far-fetched? I'll tell you my thoughts, why I like it, why I don't like it, and what I really think about it. But Dwight, I thought, could be a Whisper. He could be connected with Alpha, Beta, Sherry, the Whispers. Well, that looks to be gone, as Dwight is probably going to be joining Fear the Walking Dead in the first half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, because they're filming right now. Ultimately, he's not coming back to The Walking Dead anytime soon, and I initially hoped he would. He's got a huge comic arc. That's not going to happen. And I think it sucks. I want Dwight to be on The Walking Dead because of his role after the war, during the Whisperer War, the Sanctuary, running things. But the show and the comic are two different things. Definitely seen that this season more than any other season. Dwight makes sense to be a crossover character because we haven't seen him since any of the time jumps. So he could be on his way to Texas or wherever the group is. But why would Dwight go to Texas? We'll talk about more of that at the end of the video. But Dwight we saw at the house reading a letter from Sherry, honeymoon forever, an infinity sign, Alpha's belt. Well, looks to be no connection. But ultimately, we'll see if Dwight ever comes back around. Maybe he saves the day with Morgan and some of Fear the Walking Dead's cast. Well, he knows Morgan, and Morgan knows Dwight somewhat, even though I don't believe they ever interacted. I can't remember a time when I saw Morgan and Dwight have dialogue or a conversation or really be in the same scene together. I may be wrong, but ultimately Morgan and Dwight are going to have to coexist and have some storyline for Fear the Walking Dead, because why would he be going to the show if not to connect with Morgan and that group? But do you think Morgan and Dwight and Alicia and Strand and whoever survives comes back to The Walking Dead? I do like the idea of them incorporating Walking Dead characters and things on Fear the Walking Dead, but is Dwight going to be a character that is worth watching? Is Morgan going to be a character that's worth watching? Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead was okay. It was a total reboot from the previous seasons, but I think they're trying to blend things together, and they just were new showrunners for Fear the Walking Dead last season, so Season 5 should be a fresh start. We'll have Morgan, John, Althea, a bunch of characters, Dwight, and we got some other characters coming back. Will it make sense? Only time will tell, but what do you think of Dwight joining the cast? We're going to see Troy back. Daniel Salazar should be back in some form. Are the Proctors coming back around? Are Walker and Crazy Dog coming back around? I hope so. I would like to see that. I mean, I invested my time in just watching prior seasons, and I would like for things to make sense. But I don't know how Troy's going to come back other than being on a videotape that Althea made with him, being interviewed. So we'll see if that comes around and if it makes sense or not. But I am excited for Daniel Salazar to come around. he could survive the dam, even though he got shot in the face and the dam exploded and whatever. But we'll see how it happens. And I just see Fear the Walking Dead being a hodgepodge of crap. They're like, oh, throw a little Daniel Salazar. We got Fear the Walking Dead people. We got this happening. We got that. We got new characters. We got this. It's just one hodgepodge mess right now that hopefully it gets entertaining. There have been moments of the series, but overall, I think the series has been lacking clear direction, and I just hope that it gets better and better each episode. I hope Morgan and Dwight and whoever sticks around do come back to The Walking Dead at some point. Maybe Dwight brings them back, and I would like to see that, but I just doubt it. But why would Dwight go to Texas? And then what are the odds that he's going to run into Morgan down the street or at a place or at the denim factory or whatever the reason is? I just don't see it as a realistic option. And I just don't think it makes sense for Dwight to go to Texas. But we'll see how it happens. And initially, I'm like, cool, Dwight's going to be seen again in the Walking Dead universe. I want that character to be around. But I'd rather him be on The Walking Dead. Some people like it. Some people are excited for it. But I would like for Sherry and Dwight to happen. But what this means to me is that Dwight going to Texas is that we're not going to see Dwight and Negan interact. The Sanctuary is pretty much dead. We're not going to see Dwight running the Sanctuary. We're not going to see Dwight connected with the Whisperers, because if he goes to Texas, it's before the 6-year time jump. It's between the 1.5 and the 6-year time jump is my guess of the timeline. Maybe even before the 1.5 time jump. But we're not going to have the Negan and Dwight story. We're going to have the Daryl and Negan story. And I think by putting Dwight on Fear, that's going to get any inclination or anything to do with Daryl out of the way. Daryl is going to be taking over a lot of the Rick storyline and the Dwight storyline from the comics. Daryl is probably going to be saved or even help Negan at some point. I see Daryl being saved by Negan, and Daryl's going to be forced to work with Negan, even though he doesn't want to. He hates Negan, but he's going to be forced to do that. I just don't know if that's going to be good for the show or not. We're not going to see Laura and Dwight happen. Not sure if Laura's going to be with anybody like she is in the comics. The recent comic finding, will that ever happen? I just don't know what that means for the future. And I do like the aspect of the show standing alone. You have Fear the Walking Dead, which is totally different than anything else. There's no comic version. And personally, I would like the idea of Dwight staying on The Walking Dead. But is there some legal problem that he can't be on the show? I don't know, and I have no really opinion about that. I just know that Dwight being on Fear the Walking Dead is better than nothing. But to me, it feels like a reach. I just don't know how it's going to make sense. But again, I don't really see a lot of stuff making sense on Fear the Walking Dead. But what do you think, guys? This is my initial take of it. I'm excited to see Dwight back in the Walking Dead universe. But I personally wish he would be on The Walking Dead and connected somehow. Well, I don't think they know what they're doing with Daryl and Dwight, because Daryl was on the show first and Dwight was in the comics, and how can they coexist along with Negan? So this is their way of answering that, and I think Dwight being on Fear the Walking Dead is better than nothing. So let me know your thoughts, post your comments below, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notifications when we post videos, which is pretty much all the time. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, and tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.